on that jungle pick, but with only the Graves really removed from the pool, there's a number of options you could go.
Yeah, and the Ashe, of course, is a pick that's been so big in both of these regions. You dominate lane, you offer the engages later on. I think this is exactly what you want when Kanavi is your jungler, because you don't want to have to, you know, put Kanavi on something that can start off fights. You want him on one of those farming junglers. As I say that, though, we do have to give respect that he can play a wide array of different champions. Lee Sin was one of his most played throughout the year, but I would expect they go the route of the Lillia.
I mean, when I take a look through most played, you know, this Camille, second most played throughout the regular season for Nuguri, 7 games on that one. For Loken on the Ashe, most played champion throughout summer was the Ashe at 12 games, so a lot of comfort here. Lillia has already been locked in, so this already begins to shape how JDG are going to play throughout the draft.
The Canyon Nidalee for sure.
And the Canyon Nidalee for a response. These are the 2 picks we've now got in the jungle.
I love this. You know, Canyon Nidalee is such a strong champion for him. He loves to power clear through his camps, and there's some plays you can make up against Lillia, especially when you have a Camille in the top lane and now locked in ShowMaker's Twisted Fate in mid. These champions can set up for spears. They can also help her invade and roam around the map. This gives DAMWON a lot of ability to influence the map with a farming pick.
And you know how much I love my quick stats, and 9 games played, 0 losses for Canyon's Nidalee throughout summer and playoffs. 100% win rate. ShowMaker's locked in the Twisted Fate, and we will see that Volibear matchup. So if I recall correctly, in one of the day we had the Camille into the Volibear, and I'm anticipating that to be the top lane.
Yeah, it didn't go great for solo, but there was a lot of jungle attention thrown up that way. I think Volibear is supposed to have the advantage in this matchup, and especially for Zoom trying to battle up against Nuguri. Volibear's trading pattern just so powerful with his W. The sustain, the damage you get off of that. It's a little bit more difficult for Camille to deal with that. She'll have to play a little bit on the back foot, but of course, Nuguri on the Camille can have so much influence in the team fights later on. That's one of the things that has impressed me so much in him, is not just the laning ability that he has, but also the flanks he can find and the influence he can find in those 5v5s.
So let's take a look now as the drafts are starting to shape up. For DAMWON, I already see a fair amount of side lane pressure, the ability to look for those picks. The Set, Kalista, Senna are the phase 2 bans. And over on the side of JDG with the Volibear, Ashe, and Lillia, a little bit more maybe a death ball starting to build up, and we'll see what direction they go with these phase 2 picks.
Yeah, this is going to be a comp from DAMWON, I feel like, that really can try to take the game. And some of the plays I've seen from DAMWON, they are a very smart team. I know JDG get a lot of credit for being a very intelligent team, but DAMWON will sort of pull you to one area of the map, and then all of a sudden Twist Fate ports the other way, right? So you can bring them down into a dragon area, or you drop a Herald them in, then all of a sudden you're porting into top, and they make these very quick-paced moves. And with a draft like this, I've seen them do this before. I'm really excited to see how they can break it into the stage.
Now, the Thresh finds himself in the ban list. Set and Thresh, the final 2, so this means JDG will have the option to counter pick either their mid lane or support pick, as we're anticipating that Volibear to go to the top lane. Jayce locked in into the TF mid.
All right, I like this. I mean, Jayce is a pick that obviously it always sees so much more play in the LPL than any other regions. We've had some great Jayces show up at Worlds. I remember like rookie Jayce in the past has been absolutely terrifying. So Yagao on this champion, this is going to pair nicely with the Lillia, because you say you like a Lucian in mid next to an AP jungler. Well, Jayce is going to accomplish that too. And with some of the synergy you have with this long range sleep from Lillia, the arrow from Ashe too, you can actually lock down and make a lot of this damage stick.
Oh my man, this is such an interesting combination. The counter is going to be the Jhin and the Leona. So again, long range engage, non-committal if it doesn't land with that solar flare. The option to pick as well with the Jhin. Combine that with the long range engage from TF Camille, and now there's going to be this counter pick or the option to run something into Leona down in that bottom lane.
Look, DAMWON's comp is just built for Canyon to have these spears land every single time. Make sure you can get him to his first item and then pair alongside your teammates. And both teams work so well, junglers plus supports, and how they can roam around the map. Bot lane pressure is also going to be a big deal. Whenever you have these more farming-oriented jungle picks, it's about the supports. Those are the players that can really influence the rest of the map with roams towards mid. So I think Ashe Nautilus into the Jhin Leona too. Whoever can get out of that lane first and try to show up around mid is going to be a big deal.
Oh man, so bot moving first is going to be huge. I want to keep my eyes on that one. We're also going to have to follow Canyon on this Nidalee, undefeated, coming into the World Championship at 9-0, coming up against Kanavi's Lillia. And for both of these teams, pre-tournament favorites. Everyone is looking at DAMWON Gaming. So many people are anticipating DAMWON Gaming to potentially make the run, to potentially be the world champion. But you cannot ignore the fact that JDG are incredibly strong.
You can't sleep on JDG, Trevor, because people are saying like, oh yeah, DAMWON versus Top eSports, and yes, Top are a fantastic team. They won the LPL, but let's not forget, in the finals in spring, JDG took that one in 5 games. They were denied, they were robbed of an opportunity to go to an international tournament in the form of MSI because that ended up getting canceled. And now, after again battling Top eSports to a full 5-game set in summer, they show up as their 2nd seed. But Top were always the brain, or were always the brawn. This team, JDG, is the brain. They're so intelligent and so fluid in their map movements. They're scary no matter how you look at it.
Especially because of how they execute, just like the old LPL memes. JDG have a high kill per minute. The difference to the old LPL teams is they do not concede as many deaths. They are still punishing and explosive, but it is clean in its execution. One quick summary on the side of DAMWON is they do not prioritize that first dragon. So we've talked a lot about the expectations, seeing that bot lane, whether it's going to move first, if it can be unlocked. We are going to be looking at Kanavi and Canyon, and I want to see who gets the early advantage here in Worlds.
Exactly, because there's even plays you can make at level 1 with both of these teams. A lot of time you'll see that Raptor invade, of course, but both these players love to speed run through their jungle. And when we look at, deprioritizing objectives like the Dragon, well, why do you think that is for DAMWON? It's so Canyon can continue to farm, focus on things like the Herald, focus on things like the turret, because DAMWON are so stacked on paper that it is about just crushing through your lanes and building up a big advantage there.
Yeah, definitely the case. You can see the keystones on your screen right now. Kanavi running that Dark Harvest out of the jungle. We've got the Spellbook for ShowMaker on his Twisted Fates, and the Flash Cleanse for Ghost's Jhin. Definitely think that's going to be valuable. You think some of the hard CC that can come in from range, but a defensive start here, just the fan out, and LvMao and Loken now making the first.
So right now, DAMWON are in their red side jungle, and you can see Kanavi pathing over. I think we are going to see a little bit of a late invade towards the red buff again. Lillia goes through the Raptor so quickly, so what you can do, even though they're walking over vision, is speedrun the Raptors, hit level 2, and then look for the fight. They know they're on vision, and I think that's the play.
All right, the Javelin Toss does connect onto Kanavi. Canyon has him back from Ghost and Beryl. There's Blooming Blows trying to clear out the Raptors the best as possible. That's the flash engage, level 1, 1.5 minutes.
Nuguri's here.
Kanavi, 200 HP, running for his life. LvMao's locked up, locked down, and killed by DAMWON for first blood.
DAMWON, read the play. Nuguri shows up in bot side, and now he's going to teleport into the top lane to make sure he doesn't miss anything. And you saw it the whole time. Even though JDG were fanned out at the start, Beryl was camping a bush. They put the ward down. They knew this play could be coming in, and that's how they bring down Nuguri to make sure they win the first blood.
What I love about their play, JDG say, I know where you're going to be. I know what you want to do. I have a counter. DAMWON go, I know you know.
Yeah.
And they have a counter to the counter.
And now look at the fallout from this play, because Canyon's going to be able to go up into Kanavi's red side jungle and take away all 3 of these camps potentially. He'll be counter jungling the Raptors, so that respawn will not come through very quickly. And then the response is, will DAMWON be able to stop Kanavi from that counter invade on the bot side of the map? We may even see Canyon forget about going for the Krugs on the top side just so he can make it down there and make sure Kanavi gets nothing.
I mean, you talked about it in draft, and the DAMWON side is just get Kanavi ahead. Get Canyon ahead, correction. And that's already an early advantage to him. So let's track the movements and whether or not Kanavi can find his way back into the game. Instantly on the counter reply, I think, aware of the fact that Canyon walked over that ward in the tri-bush, so he'll be able to pick up the Bramble back. And so far, no support. Just keep a quick eye on the fact that ShowMaker has no flash in the mid lane, if anything were to happen in the coming minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that may play a little bit into Canyon not wanting to sprint down towards the southern quadrant of the jungle, because one thing that did come in as a bit of a curveball in JDG's draft was this Jayce spin. I think Jayce offers so much power, hitting sort of 2 versus 2 around the mid lane early on, and Lillia in those early levels spamming out that Q can be a little bit more reliable, I think, than Nidalee, especially with no mana, because she did forsake her blue buff for so long. Still, though, it is a massive win for Canyon, because Kanavi feels a little bit pressured, feels a little bit nervous to stay in that bot side jungle, so will only take the red buff, and that means Canyon did trade up 2 camps.
They absolutely did. See him picking up a Scuttle Crab on your screen, making his way down bottom lane. Loken and LvMao, plus 8 CS already shoved that wave in very, very aggressively. I think they got to wave first. They did pressure with the level 2 advantage, so Ghost and Beryl had to back away. And one of the big things we want to keep an eye on is whether or not LvMao can be unlocked from that lane. Yeah. And if he can, combo with Kanavi to maybe impact Yagao.
That's huge too, because some of the things that impressed me the most about JDG were how LvMao and Kanavi were able to pair up, not just like gank mid lane, but to invade the enemy jungle. And with Canyon out to an early advantage, that can be something we do need to track. Now, Canyon did tell us a bit of how he wants to path, but Kanavi is looking down towards the bottom side of the map. Beryl doesn't have flash or ignite, but I think it's just a Krug steal. What I wanted to point out was that Canyon counter-jungled both the Raptors and the Krugs on the opposite side of the map, so he's not looking to re-invade that. He is looking to set up in his bot side jungle, and that's where they're going to find Kanavi.
Look at this, LvMao and Loken coming to help out Kanavi. Krugs are being cancelled. That's the flash stun. Beryl's down. Beryl's dead. He's absolutely blown up. Underneath his own tower, here comes support from Canyon and ShowMaker. The pounce forward, LvMao's going low, continues to run away, and he's taken out by Ghost. Locked in places, Canyon gets caught out and taken out. That's another kill.
Here's Yagao.
2-2. Yagao coming in from behind. Accelerated shock blast. He's going to swap into the hammer form, but hasn't gone to the skies just yet. Finally engages, and Loken forced to run for his life. Defensive flashes, rooted in place by a deadly flourish once again. And Ghost is now under some threat from another teleport. Zoom arrives to the party.
This is just madness down in the bottom lane. I think Zoom gonna end up wasting his teleport there, not be able to use that to get into top side. Just a couple minions to make sure the play stops, but that play was just madness with Kanavi going for the turret dive. We pointed out Beryl didn't have the flash, so he was a sitting duck, but the big winner is Ghost with 3 kills. He got 2 out of the play and the first blood on top. That first back is gonna be juicy.
Absolutely huge advantage for DAMWON's bottom lane, but this is the initial play, flash over the wall from LvMao.
Yeah, and they do get this kill, but then there's some indecision because Yagao is sort of walking back and forth while ShowMaker came all the way down here, so a good spear lands from Canyon. He also got his base off, so Red Smite comes through. The burn damage is going to help out a lot in that kill. He thinks he can get Kanavi, but Kanavi still has his flash, which means that Ghost will end up having to use his own to go ahead and get that dive off. But this was almost brutal because ShowMaker had the gold card, and the red buff on Ghost almost meant another kill.
And so we come out of that 700 gold advantage here to DAMWON. Hex flash over the wall for LvMao. He's going to hold on to the anchor, does not fire out the dredge line, but look north of the river. Kanavi waiting, and this is what we said. If that bottom lane is pressured, or if the back timing works out, LvMao will want to combo with Kanavi. Just a quick call out. Swifty boots and a BF sword at 6.5 minutes into that Jhin Nautilus lane. Currently boots, Vamp Scepter, and a longsword. So a very big disparity here in favor of Ghost.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on this mid lane right now too, with supports walking over. I almost want to see if Canyon and Beryl want to walk into the enemy jungle and put down some vision instead of just looking for this gank. Yagao does not have his flash, which does make him a little bit more vulnerable, especially now that Beryl's own flash did come up. But against a little bit surprising here, Canyon going for the Drake very early.
Yeah, definitely non-traditional from what we've seen out of DWG Gaming, who have historically throughout the LCKs kind of foregone or given up that first dragon, prioritize the farm, get a little further ahead. In terms of first tower, they're actually 40 seconds quicker than the LCK average at securing the first tower. This game, though, has also gone against expectation. It has been very, very skirmish heavy already at 7 minutes in.
Yeah, I was almost wondering, like, does Canyon want to look for that invade and try to press the tempo a little bit more? But I think a Cloud Drake, rather, with a Twisted Fate ultimate that hasn't been used yet. Of course, we'll apply that CDR as soon as he uses that one, and this is how DAMWON want to unlock the map. So you sort of pinpoint where the flash is missing. Okay, bot lane doesn't have flashes. Nuguri's teleport is going to be up in the next 45 seconds to a minute here. Can we set up a play around the bottom side of the map, especially because Jhin and Leona offer you so much hard CC, and maybe even time that around a moment when you see Kanavi on the top side of the map with his own red buff respawning. These are the things that DAMWON is going to be thinking about, especially as now Canyon goes to that invade to take away the blue buff.
There's no flash for Loken, no flash for LvMao if that play comes out. Ender, a lot of power to be made. However, no teleport for Zoom, 50%, a little closer for Nuguri.
Exactly, Nuguri just walked in and put a ward on the red buff. So this is exactly what I was talking about, is you see Kanavi go for that red buff, Nuguri has teleport, well, you can just dive that bottom lane. Those traps you can teleport to if you're Nuguri. So this is, I mean, Kanavi is going to have to get down towards this bottom side, because with that ward, they actually saw him pathing up, so Nuguri should know that he's in the area.
And you can remember that Zoom teleported to that bottom lane skirmish. They ended up being a 3v3, 4v4 at one point. Didn't get anything for it. No kill, no assist. He is even on CS with a wave pushing towards him right now, and Nuguri fully aware, not going to overextend, not going to be punished yet by Kanavi, who has hit level 6, same with Canyon. Just take a look if there's any disparities, can't notice any for the time being. And for Zoom on this Volibear, he now will be at a teleport disadvantage. Nuguri has just come up. Taking a look at the flashes, Loken is about, a third, 20% of the way until it is available again. So that window of opportunity is there. The wards, the traps, still available, but no real threat or pressure just yet from down.
Yeah, especially with Canyon pathing towards the top side. They're taking a bit more tempered of an approach, and maybe even Canyon wants to try to play for this Rift Herald, because right now, top lane's going well for him. Mid lane, Yagao has been able to build out a pretty decent CS advantage. But if you see JDG commit down towards bot side, Canyon can just sprint through these objectives on his own. And there he is.
There we go. So Canyon, 64, creeps thus far to the 50, even on gold, even on levels. I can't quite see the gold. He'll get his flash available in just a moment. And the tempo of the game has slowed down. After that level 1 invade, and then the bottom lane team fight, both teams have kind of hand-shook and started farming away.
Yeah, I think he's close enough on this that he's going to be able to take it down, but Kanavi walking through is almost a bit rough there, helping get mid lane push, but the smite does come down, and Canyon will pick that one up. So now, what I'm really curious for, because I saw, I can't remember, it was a game earlier in the season, DAMWON literally played this comp with the Twisted Philly plus the Camille, and they get a Rift Shield, and that's a sleep, actually.
It absolutely is. The accelerated shock blast does a lot of damage, but Beryl's nearby, gets the Zenith, but Kanavi is blown up.
Boom! That's the support jungle we were talking about. Beryl pathing into the topside jungle a little bit unexpected there. The TF ultimate does go down, but this is what DAMWON love to do. I mean, it's what JDG love to do. It's about getting inside the enemy jungle and playing for your junglers. That's such a focal point for both these squads.
I'm genuinely at a loss for words. The full combo from Nidalee with the javelin toss into the pounce takedown did so much damage, and Canyon's not done yet. Jumps onto Zoom, who's locked inside the baby cage. Defensive flash comes out. Now javelin toss, if it finds its target, there is some threat, but a big wave that can get pushed into the tower.
JDG doing a bit of damage control now, moving the rest of the team towards the top side, except for Loken. Big Spear connects onto Zoom, though. I'm not even sure they're going to be able to make this fight work.
All right, accelerated shock blast just to clear out the wave. That's a flash forward into the depth charge. That's a root connected onto Nuguri. He's locked back by the depth charge, and now he continues to run for his life. Side steps away from the swirl seed, and ShowMaker flash available. Locks down LvMao.
Look at the spear, big damage coming in, and Beryl is on the roam. Zoom is going to have his teleport up soon, but it might not be soon enough with Beryl on the way.
Solar Flare is available here for Beryl. There's a lot of long-range tools on the side of DAMWON, but they will be content with the tower, with the plates, with the Rift Herald being summoned, and a reminder that this was the DAMWON special coming out of the LCK. They have the fastest first tower by 40 seconds in comparison to every other team. And something that we were talking about the DAMWON players was their ability to accelerate the game, their willingness to jump into the faces of their opponents, and primarily it's been led by Canyon. A little bit different this time around, as it's Ghost has been the beneficiary of all of the kills today.
Yeah, he got a bunch of that down in the bottom lane, but now, I mean, DAMWON have just done such a good job from the level 1, I feel, throwing JDG off of their rhythm a bit, because one of the things that I think JDG is so good at is reacting on the fly to anything you throw their way. They're very fluid in their decision-making, but from the level 1, DAMWON getting the first blood, then counterattacking in the bot lane, Canyon has had the lead in the jungle matchup. You can see that is a full level for him now, and on top of these objectives, it is just ballooning into more and more and more here for DAMWON.
Yeah, two dragons secured in 12 minutes, 2 more to go until the soul. JDG are starting to fall behind, and this is leaning towards the advantages of the 3 previous games we've seen. JDG, on the other hand, they do have a lot of pick tools in their arsenal. The Ashe, the Nautilus, long range from Kanavi on that Lillia, and now there's a threat of a dive onto Loken.
Difficulty is it's so hard for JDG to play through any side lanes because of the Camille plus Twist Fate combination, because Camille locks you down for long enough for the port to come in, and that is really, really tough to handle. Their best bet is more playing inside their jungle, playing around, hitting the TF as opposed to going opposite lanes, because Nuguri is so slippy, you're not going to be able to catch him out. Double sleep.
Let's see what happens.
Look at the arrow.
That's a Zenith played in. The Ashe arrow connects onto Canyon at max range. That's a huge stun. Canyon's going to be able to escape for now. ShowMaker goes golden thanks to looking at his watch. Flashes away, gets jumped on by Zoom, but there's not enough follow-up damage. Loken was not there in time. LvMao is the first to fall in the fight, and despite the volley slowing down Beryl, Canyon, who was tagged, stunned, and locked down first, can go to Cougar form. I'm waiting to see the initiation. A deadly flourish holds Loken in place, but look at the counter damage coming out of Yagao's Jayce.
The setup was nice, right? The double sleep into the arrow from JDG, but not able to connect on the kill right there, especially with the healing coming through from Canyon. It's very hard to make this damage actually stick for JDG at this point in the game where, let's face it, you look down the board, the item's not necessarily there for them, especially with Zoom. Still not able to finish off the Trinity Force and Yagao stacking up his Man Immune. So JDG, I like the idea of trying to maybe find these picks with 5 players running into it. But here we'll see what happens because even Nuguri's teleport comes in super, super late. The stun comes down, everything is landed onto Beryl, but the aftershock combined with the fact that you can't actually go into that control ward makes it super, super hard. The stopwatch, of course, allows Nuguri to get into this fight, and then, oh boy, this Jhin just opens up.
Absolutely safe way downtown. Canyon immediately jumps back into the fray, landing Javelin off the Javelin. I mean, Infinity Edge has been sitting for Ghost for a little while. 6 turret placed to 0, so 1,000 gold of that advantage just from the tower pressure. And despite the fact that Loken does have that Blade of the Ring completed, Blade of the Ring's king, he simply wasn't close enough to get any of the autos down. And we saw Zoom's ulti not miss the landing, and it's a sidestep from the Solar Flare. Dredge Line will slow the follow-up, so for now, Loken and LvMao escape.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. DAMWON's comp isn't super ultimate reliant when it comes to scrapping and skirmishing. You know, they are if they want to make a big map play with that TF ulti, but everything else, Nidalee, Jhin, Camille, like they're all going to have really, really high value from the TF gold cards for going for these continued fights. So after JDG blow a lot of big cooldowns with the Ashe arrow, maybe the Lillia sleep, DAMWON should be looking to capitalize off of those plays immediately in the next, 45 seconds to a minute.
Look at the total gold on the side of your screen. DAMWON can capitalize on a lot right now.
Ouch.
4 of their players lead the top 10 in the server. As is expected, again, 6 kills to 2, 2 dragons to 0, 1 tower to 0. It is a very sizable lead. The #1 seed coming out of the LCK has gone toe-to-toe the #2 seed from the LPL, and now it's going to be up to JDG to use some of these pick tools in their camp to try and do something. But remember, if Zoom commits to this fight on Nuguri and if he chases him, ShowMaker could have responded. I took a look, the Destiny is on cooldown, so maybe not this exact instant, but he was losing the fight before any backup came anyway.
Yeah, because I'm also like, how do you even punish Nuguri? Because he's just going to be able to slip on out of there with the Rift Herald respawning. JDG are in the area, but Zoom is recalling, so I don't actually think they can commit to this fight. Maybe get mid lane priority, but it's going to be really hard if they do want to take this one. I think they're going to have to end up backing away. Actually, Zoom canceled his reset, so now they can come back into River.
Okay, Zoom is making his way in from the red buff. Javelin toss goes sideways, blast cone over the wall. Zoom is at 50% HP. Destiny was used, the gate was not, and Herald secured, but the eye has not yet been picked up. That's a catch onto Beryl. Solar Flare buys some time. The volley, with the help of the shot blast, takes him out. There goes Nuguri into the fight with the Hextech Ultimatum. It's a trade of supports, but there goes Zoom as well. The curtain is called, and Ghost is untouched, is 100% safe, and he's holding onto the trigger. Finally fires another shot, 2 for 1, and I didn't quite see if DAMWON picked up the eye.
Yeah, I think they were able to. JDG continue to force these fights, but they're never winning these fights. Again, the idea, the approach looks good. They're trying to split up DAMWON, but DAMWON are so good at buying time. It's very hard for JDG to actually get that lethal range right away. So the rest of the team is able to come in, Nuguri on the flank, and now the Rift Herald placed as well to set up 20 seconds before the Mountain Drake spawns. We're looking at a 17.5-minute third Drake for DAMWON. It's insane.
It is crazy quick. The number of dragons that have been secured this early in our first 3 games of groups, the level of domination that we have seen from a team that gets ahead, they snowball that exceptionally well. And for JDG being down 6k gold, yes, they have some initiation tools, but man, it is looking scarier and scarier because even if they're under the tower, the amount of long-range poke that can come down before you create the initiation from Leona and Camille, it is just an incredibly difficult situation for JDG to be in.
JDG are, again, running down here, I think, trying to look for a pick because DAMWON weren't able to reset after picking up a lot of gold in the Herald and the mid lane turret, but I almost wish JDG were trying to respond on the opposite end of the map. They keep running towards DAMWON, even though they are behind, and now they will get some damage down on this mid lane turret. There's a ton of wave clear, but there is enough to keep this one alive, I feel.
All right, Beryl waiting in the wings. Ultimate available, as is the flash. JDG back away instantly, still unable to secure their first tower, and this is a replay of the initiation onto Beryl. They do get the kill, but it falls apart immediately after.
Yeah, I mean, they jump onto Beryl, and again, Aftershock buys him so much time. This flank, though, Nuguri comes in from the side, they're able to burst down LvMao. Top laner also falls into play, and I mean, what are you going to do when Canyon can just heal heal, stopwatch, now he has his Zonias, and then heal again because it's back off of cooldown. That is just so insane.
Yeah, really, really is. And Zoom on that Volibear is just not having a great game. The Zoom...
well, they're fighting bot lane, Trevor.
They absolutely are. Zoom is going to get taken out here. Hextech Ultimatum locked down under the tower. And that was the TF. Camille
yes, this is what I've been talking about. I've been waiting for now. Canyon's going to solo kill Yagao in the top lane. The jungle gap has now become the Grand Canyon here for Canyon himself. He has the Zonias completed, and he's just solo killing soul laners. That's ridiculous.
Now, this is what we anticipated out of DAMWON Gaming. The brute force, the ability to just press your advantage. They pushed the towers, they pushed the dragons. They responded to JDG's invade, both at their red buff and again in the bottom lane. And this is the solo kill.
He thanks ShowMaker for the vision on Jayce. Just okay, I don't think I was on a ward. Ends up getting killed. The red smite makes it super, super difficult. And now that the mid lane tower has fallen as well, all the jungle camps on the map belong to DAMWON. And this is where you're going to see the gap really start to get big. It's now 2 levels between Canyon and Kanavi, and it's not really Kanavi's fault at this point because there's not much pressure on the map. It is very easy for him to just lose Gromp camp, Krug camp whenever these side lanes push forward.
And when you look across the levels, small advantage for ShowMaker. 13 to 11 right now. I imagine Yagao will hit 12 soon. A dredge line from LvMao gets him to safety, which was good. But Ghost, by the way, rapid fire cannon picked up to complement the eye edge. Lichbane is with ShowMaker for a couple of minutes. It's now an 8,000 gold lead with 2 minutes until Mountain Soul. And despite the flash into the Zenith Blade, Beryl finds his man. The curtain call with the help of Beryl's Ignite manages to find another. There is some damage coming back as at least there's a kill onto Beryl, but it simply does not matter. DAMWON Gaming ace JDG, and at 20 minutes and 40 seconds, start the barrel.
It is a complete statement of a game here from DAMWON. People came in to the group stage like DAMWON versus JDG, like these are potential tournament favorites. Maybe they meet again in the finals later down the road. DAMWON are saying, no, we're gonna take care of them in 20 minutes. This game is just over.
This is the opening game for DAMWON at the 2020 World Championship, and they are making a hell of a statement. After being invaded on at level 1, they bounce back, punch back, and I love the Zenith Blade catching Kanavi on the flash.
Yeah, I mean, it's just clean right there. Kanavi, not much to be done, and we're at a point where it's like, DAMWON are top, you really, 5 games? It took you 5 games to take care of these guys? Because honestly, DAMWON are putting on a clinic in this game right here from start to finish, from countering that level 1 invade, which again, I can't stress, was clean, to now we're at a point where Ghost is about to hit 3 items on this Jhin and just end this one.
I can't wait to see what the Chinese fans have to say about this performance thus far. But it is interesting because it is best of one. It's the opening game on opening day, right? So we still have many, many more games to play through. But DAMWON, with the exception of picking up an early dragon, are playing to expectation. Kanavi gets jumped on by the Hextech Ultimatum. It's a fight on multiple fronts as Kanavi's already out. Loken goes down and Ghost is able to escape. Yagao to the skies, hammer down, manages to get a kill into Ghost and picks up the shutdown. Yagao will lose his life as it's donated to ShowMaker. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1. 19 kills.
Canyon's on the hunt, and he found the Nautilus.
He has indeed. He's going to be able to Hex Flash over the wall if I looked at that correctly. And Canyon, can he hunt down LvMao? He's chasing, looking for it. Can't find him yet. The Observer Vision toggle is fantastic.
Meanwhile, his team is just ending the game looking for 2 inhibitors here. I don't think the recall's going to come in soon enough for LvMao.
Canyon is chasing the KDA points. I love the emote spam.
Don't even use an ability, just auto-attack him to death.
Oh man, this is definitely the Grand Canyon difference. He's even enlisted the minions to help out.
No, this is an honorable. Don't get out of here, Nuguri. Don't you dare. Okay, Ghost comes in for the kill steal. That is just disrespectful.
6, 1, and 8 for Ghost Jhin. 19 stacks on ShowMaker's Magi's. This is the Mountain Soul at 23.5 minutes. An inhibitor taken in the mid lane. Stop me when I've said too much here.
No, you can keep going.
A gigantic advantage and lead. And what a great performance from DAMWON to start their world run. You know, they did come in as one of the pre-tournament favorites, and they're showing it worldwide.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this team was phenomenal in the early game, and they're definitely improving it here one more time. They're also a great team fight team. Like, that's one of the things that maybe gets slept on a bit. I do think they deserve credit for, but the scrappiness in the nature of this competition as well means that Nuguri can go help out on the bottom side of the fight, instantly hookshot over towards the top, and get more and more kills. This is the last stand for JDG.
Yes, indeed. The Ashe was thrown out. Beryl is caught in place, but look at that heal. Canyon helping out as well, and Beryl literally walks away. 5 members of JDG hammering down, and he does not care. That's Zoom dead, Loken dead, LvMao dead. Who's next? It will be Yagao, and finally Kanavi. He gets caught out. Can he get Canyon? And yes, he does. That's 1 for 5. The triple kill secured by ShowMaker. The Nexus turret will fall, and DAMWON Gaming obliterate JDG to start their Worlds run. David to get out, of course, and you cannot make grandiose assumptions after a single game, right? I really want to, and I have a history of doing it.
Don't do that, Trevor.
I'm not going to, and that's what I'm trying to say here, is that I'm not going to write JDG off just yet. I need to see how they recover, how they bounce back. First game on stage, first game at the World Championship, and just a quick reminder that for all 5 of these players, first international appearance as well, right? They were denied the opportunity at MSI, so not an excuse, it's context. And for DAMWON and for everyone else watching, every other team, every other country, and every other region, that's a statement. That is something to be scared of. Canyon got his Nidalee, still undefeated since summer began.
Yeah, that champion looking real strong in his hands. It was the first champion I looked at. I'm like, should they ban it? Well, maybe you need to start banning that in the future. Of course, I just think this team is just super exciting to sort of see how they track and evolve over the course of the tournament. Like I was talking about before, they exited a little bit earlier than it would have liked to last year, but this team has only gotten better and better and better. And now almost all of their players are saying, like, we're the best in the LCK in our roles. We're best in role. Could we be best in role in world? Well, that's what they're here to try and prove.
One of the most exciting teams to watch from the LCK, and I've got a slightly obscure thought. It's definitely a little too early, so apologies about this. But 4 games in a row, 4 very one-sided victories. You can't really draw conclusions, right?
Sure.
But is there anything that you can attribute to this? Anything that's tickling the back of your mind?
I mean, honestly, I think we have had some mismatches earlier. This is the first game that was like, this is going to be a really, really close game, and it went bad from level 1. I think DAMWON are an excellent team when it comes to closing out games, so hopefully they get closer later on, but so far it has been smooth sailing for one team, not so much for the other.